The Pittsburgh Steelers are going home to win a game against a team that's at 500 to win the division and host a playoff game. If I told Steelers fans going into the season that was going to happen with Aaron Rodgers, their quarterback, they'd have signed for it, I think. They'd have been like, oh, what happened again? We were blowing it at the end of the season, losing against a team with 3 or fewer wins. And I'd be like, yeah. Because that's what happened again. The Steelers going into Cleveland, 3 wins. Stop me if you've heard this before. As a matter of fact, they're 0-4-1 now in their last 5 games, the Pittsburgh Steelers, against teams that have 3 or fewer wins this late in the season. It's happened before, and it's happening again. This time around, though, they don't have their top wide receiver because he decided to lay hands on a dude with blue hair, barking at him, even though they have a history together. I mean, I'm wondering, DK Metcalf is watching this guy's press conference saying, I cost 2 games because of that guy.
Yeah,
and the way that I handle my business with that guy, or he's sitting there thinking unfair treatment. I don't know. Bottom line is he's not going to be there next week against the Ravens, who are coming in with Derrick Henry coming off of a 36-carry, 216-yard, 4-touchdown performance against the Green Bay Packers. And that's not an exaggeration. And all they had yesterday on offense, it felt, against a stout Browns defense, be very straight up with you, we all know how good they are. Myles Garrett's Defensive Player of the Year, looking for the sack record yesterday. And all it looked like was let's try and back shoulder our way through it. Because 2 things. 1, Rodgers is outstanding at the back shoulder throw. And 2, I got to get rid of it because Myles Garrett is all over me. And the last thing that I think Rodgers and the Steelers really wanted, in all honesty, this is T.J. Watt's record that's at stake here. And the last thing they wanted is to have Garrett get the record, breaking T.J. Watt's record against the Steelers. That is stuff that they just don't want to have. And I'm sure Rodgers was using that as a shoulder chip. But, at the same time,
There's bigger things.
I know.
And Jake said it in one group chat. I said it earlier in my fantasy chat. It's like they were playing like that was the most important thing, was to stop him from getting this record.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get it, and Myles Garrett, after the game, flat out said it, hit it.
To an extent, I feel like they were more worried about keeping me away from Aaron than getting the win. And I think that's what came back to bite them. So they'll have to fight it out with Baltimore next week. But I'm just proud of the guys for fighting and getting this win. That's the main thing, and I'm always going to keep it that.
Wow, what a verbal grenade to lob into the Pittsburgh locker room after you upset their apple cart and force an AFC North championship game in their house. That's going to be the last game of the regular season. Mike Tomlin had this to say about that comment.
Mike, was there too much focus or emphasis on keeping Myles Garrett from that sack record? Did you feel that from your offense at all?
We didn't do anything against Myles that we don't normally do against Myles. The sack record's irrelevant. We got to minimize him if we want to engineer victory. We did the same thing last time we played him. I didn't think he had any sacks in that game either. And so we didn't take a different approach because of the gravity of the record. It's just standard business when you playing these guys and him.
It makes sense. I mean, you're going to account for 95.
Yeah.
But what a grenade for him to lob in. And now, as he said, they've got to fight it out with the Ravens next week. This is what Aaron Rodgers had to say about that contest.
You talked about something he's going to bounce back. You guys have kind of already done that once you have seen the first game. Does that make it a little bit easier to have confidence in your ability to do it again?
I have full confidence we'll go home and win next week.
I don't know how many others share that sentiment in Western Pennsylvania right now. At least none of my Steeler friends do, right? But it is all on the line. No DK Metcalf's 100% makes this team different. And then Darnell Washington broke his arm.
Jeez.
I'm wondering if they could cast that up and see if he'll play. I have no idea.
I'm surprised he feels pain.
Nice, good one.
I'd say he'll probably do it. But the Metcalf thing, just, man.
He's got to be just staring into space saying, the guy with the blue hair with that crazy press conference, that's the guy who's going to basically cost it? Unreal. The Steelers and the Ravens, last playoff spot available in the AFC for the right to, I believe, host the Texans. Good luck either way. So I saw that Texans team with my own two eyes on Saturday, and they are 100% Super Bowl worthy, ready to take your quarterback out. Out.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.